Good early morning. Yes. Yes. This is my look. And I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. I haven't been up, well, I've been up a couple of hours. Today is a Monday, and it was a scheduled sleep-in day. So I toss and turned probably since 3, because your body just adjusts. And when I walked out into the kitchen to start the coffee pot, it was 5 a.m. So I'll take it. And if you watched my stories yesterday, you can go to the Sunday highlight. You know that I made some wine spritzes last night, and I actually had 3. So now a spritz, well, and I use Fresca to make my spritz because that's what I have on hand. So I kind of do half white wine and whatever I have, half spritz, and then I squeeze some lemon in it. So perfect for a sleep-in day. And then, I'll share with you that I do my deepest thinking. I come up with my best work early in the morning, like during my workouts. And I so badly want to capture that moment when something really powerful comes up for me, but it doesn't align with the timing. Because I'm not going to stop in the middle of my workout to share a message on YouTube or sit down and film or even Instagram stories. There's a flow, and you don't like to take too long of a break. So it's been something that I've really struggled with, because I literally capture my best thoughts during that time, because I'm doing my own deep personal work during that time. And I have to figure out the best way. This morning, I decided to, because it was a sleep-in day and a rest day from a workout, I got up and I made the coffee, and I went right to work with what I typically do when I'm on my stationary bike. If you follow me on Instagram stories, this all makes sense. I do my admin work. Early in the morning, I do my daily devotional, my daily word, my prayer time, my stretching, all of that. And I decided to send an email to a client of mine who is struggling with an issue and some basically coming to terms with something in her life. And forgiveness being one of them. And I'm sure many of you can relate, right? Many of you can relate. This is just life. We all face these types of struggles. Well, yesterday was a get ready day because we went to the orchard, and I shared pictures and everything in yesterday's story. So check those out. We met the kids and took the grandkids to the orchard, which is an annual tradition that we do every year. We go to the same orchard that we started when our kids were really little. I mean, basically, even our 4th daughter, Carly, I don't even think was born yet when we first started our tradition of going to this particular orchard every year. So there's just a lot of nostalgia in going every year and now enjoying it with the grandkids. But because yesterday was a get ready day, it's not uncommon for me to listen to a YouTube video. Something that I don't have to watch. I just usually have my computer next to me. I do my hair and makeup, and I listen to a YouTube video. And often I just go to my homepage, and the videos that come up on there are ones that YouTube, with the algorithm, they select for me. And I scrolled down and I saw one from a gentleman that does like he interviews people, and I thought, oh, this sounds like a really good message. It was like an hour and 36 minutes, and I thought I'll try to get through all of it while I'm getting ready. But this should be a good message. And wow, it really was a great message. It really spoke to me, and it made me think about many of my clients, but one in particular, probably because we just coached this past week. So I decided to email my client, encouraging her to listen to the video because I think it'll speak volumes for her. And in the middle of typing up this video or this email, I thought, I just want to share. One of the things that I say in the email is that there's some takeaways that I jotted in my Google Task from what was shared in the video from the speaker. And in her email, I shared those takeaways, and I told her that I basically told her these are takeaways that I'm considering putting on a note card. And it made me think someone, probably one of you or a client, probably a client, asked me one time, how do you determine what gets on a note card? And that's a great question, and that's really what I want to cover today. So I don't really necessarily want to cover the message that I listened to yesterday while getting ready. I want to explain more what gets on one of these. But I kind of thought, and I have to capture this right now. So I literally was like, I'm not focused in. I'm in my pajamas. So while Paul is sleeping, I mean, literally, it's like 6:20 right now. I snuck into the bedroom. I took my pajama top off, and I threw on the loungewear that I wore last night. I don't even have a bra on yet. No, teeth aren't brushed or anything. I have to capture this now. And I think that's something I need to do moving forward is I need to sit down, even when I look like this, even when it's not ideal, and capture what's coming up for me, because so much does come up for me. And today worked because I wasn't in the middle of a workout where I'm not going to stop, go in my filming room and film a video. I want to start out by reading the email that I sent to my client this morning, and we'll segue from there. Listen really carefully. I mean carefully. Really let this digest what I share. Good morning, I put her name in. I hope you had a lovely weekend. While getting ready yesterday, I listened to this video on forgiveness and how lack of forgiveness shows up in our daily lives and plants the seeds for our choices. I believe what the speaker says will register. I know it did for me. The video is lengthy, so I didn't listen to all of it. I have it saved to finish the next time I do my hair and makeup. I thought of you while listening. I believe some powerful takeaways will speak to you in your pain and struggle with your current situation. And then I put in there her current situation. Below are a few notes I took that I may add to my note cards. In case you're curious, I'll share in a YouTube video soon, maybe this week, how I determine what is worthy of putting on a note card. And now here I am making this video, being a person of my word, which is a note card I have, be a person of your word. It was no surprise this morning, the day's devotion complemented precisely what came up for me in what I took away from the message in the video. God always delivers in His divine timing. Here are the takeaways. You will hear these in the message delivered in the video. Listen closely. Here's the takeaways, which are right now in my Google task, and only one is currently on a note card because I knew that one was worthy. Listen closely. Your feelings are your responsibility. Your feelings are your responsibility. We get good at what we practice. We get good at what we practice. What are you practicing, right? That's probably not serving you. So this could be good or bad, positive, negative, serving or non-serving. Listen closely. And I put this, I said, listen to this part closely. The next one, do I want to free myself from suffering that started with an offense but has continued by how I live my life? Listen closely to what I'm saying. I'm going to say that one again. It's so powerful. See if it applies to your life. Do I want to free myself from suffering that started with an offense, probably by someone else, but has continued by how I live my life? Here's the last one I shared with her. Forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past. Forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past, because we hold on to not forgiving, wishing things had been different. Forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past. I knew that one right jumping out of the gate was worthy. I hope you find time to listen to this video. Please take notes so that if you choose, because I don't set my client's agenda, we can discuss what came up for you when we meet next Friday, the 27th. Be well and have a lovely week. Tracy. I mentioned in her email how interesting, basically, it was that when I read my daily devotional this morning, how it complemented exactly what I was putting in her email and what I heard in that message yesterday on YouTube. I'll read it to you. In my daily devotional, there's always a word of the day, and it's freedom. And it's interesting because in my coaching session with this client, we talked about freedom. What does freedom look like? Freedom of letting go of something in your life that you struggle with, maybe a pain. It's great freedom when you accept what is instead of wishing for something different, because it's not. We can't wish something is different, something from the past has changed. Of course, we can look for opportunities moving forward, but you can't change what's happened. You also can't change people. There's great freedom when we just accept people for who they show us they are. Believe people when they show you who they are. It's great freedom. You'll no longer be surprised by people because this is what they always do or how they always show up. Stop wishing something was different or people were different. They're not. You only have you. But listen, Monday, September 16th, freedom. I feel free when I listen to the guidance of spirit within me. Every day, I make choices about how to respond to the world around me. Even if I face limitation in life, I am free to think and believe however I choose. My sense of independence grows when I concentrate on the things I can control, my thoughts and beliefs. True freedom means taking ownership of my life. Yes, again, your feelings are your responsibility. So true freedom means taking ownership of my life. Even if I do not like what my life is showing me, I am free to change my reaction. Yes, powerful. If I am faced with a limitation or restriction, I acknowledge it without focusing on it. I turn to God like a traveler searching the sky for the North Star. Spiritual practices guide me back to my innate wisdom and intuition, bolstering my feeling of freedom. I remember the strength within me is greater than what lies before me. I can navigate any situation with ease and grace. We end with this passage. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. Proverbs 3 verse 6. Did you hear the devil trying to chime in? Did you hear that little ting, that alarm go off? Yeah, the devil will always show up when we're speaking about the Lord. I know he does in my life. Did you see me get tripped up? No. I'm so used to it, right? Powerful. No, actually, that was my alarm to take my next set of vitamins, but how ironic that it went off during my sharing about the Lord. Yes, he's very present in my life. So, all of this is great, and I know there's a lot of takeaways for you, and what a great email that I crafted, and I look forward to sending this off to my client. I just want to take a picture of my devotional and insert that in there as an attachment. So what is worthy of going on a note card? And as you know, I share my note cards on Instagram stories or Instagram. I want to get back posting them daily. My life has just been really busy, and I'm picking and choosing. I read my cards daily, not all of them, and I shared, I believe in the last video, a few days ago on YouTube, I'll have a link to that video. I share kind of my system with reading my note cards. So check that out if you want that information. So some things that come up for me, or that I come across from wherever it is that I want to capture, some things I know immediately that is going on a note card. That is going on a note card. Then I have other things, other sayings, Bible verses, messages that I hear that are powerful that I need to sit on for a few days to see if I really need to put it on a note card. Again, I always say, why add more to your plate if you don't have to? If you're solid in an area, this is what I tell my clients in coaching. We don't want to work on areas where you're solid. Right? You're working with me. You're paying good money for this. You're saying yes to time with me versus time spent somewhere else. Let's not work on what's a well-oiled machine. We need to work on the areas that are compromised. When I work with a coach and I'm the client, it's never going to even come up what's working well for me. I'm only going to talk to the coach about and share with the coach what is not working for me. So what's my system? Well, I'll share with you that I can't really take credit for coming up with my system. I learned about it from Ryan Holiday, who he used to work for Robert Greene. You know, I'm reading the book, The Daily Laws. Oh, this will challenge your thinking process, but it's been wonderful. I don't think most people would enjoy this book. Sorry, Robert, but I just think most people would put this down and not proceed. It makes complete sense that I stay the course. I'm wired that way. But I would say most people I know, most of my clients, they wouldn't make it very far into this book. So I'm not recommending it, because I just don't think most people will stick with it. But it's definitely a book for me. It's taken my thoughts to new levels. I somehow really go deep. But you have to understand, I don't read. I'm not a reader. I realize that. I am not a reader, although I read every day. I am a studier. I study. So if you're just a reader, nope, it's not for readers. It's not for readers. It is for deep thinkers and studiers who really reflect on the Word. So Ryan Holiday, one time in a video that I watched of his, shared one time that things don't necessarily go right to a note card. He puts it somewhere, I don't remember where, and he reads it a lot before he determines if it needs to go on a note card. And that's what I do, and it's served me well. You know, I started these, I think, towards the beginning of the year. I will have note cards linked. I will have anything that I can link in the description box below, so please check that out. Honestly. So what I do is, for example, your feelings are your responsibility. I put that in my Google Tasks. I have a video where I basically do a tutorial of my Google Tasks. And I share it in a few workshops. You can take advantage of my workshops. I'll have the library down below. So I put it in my Google Tasks. I just put your feelings are your responsibility. And I set it to daily. That way, every single day, when I go through my Google Tasks, bright and early in the morning, often when I'm on my ARC trainer or my stationary bike or my treadmill doing my admin work and my daily work, that will be there because it's set to daily. And I will read it daily. And right now, I have that one. I have the one, we get good at what we practice. I have the one, do I want to free myself from suffering that started with an offense but has continued by how I live my life? The forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past was immediate. This really spoke to me, and I need to read this often. So I put it in Google Task. I set it to daily. I read it daily until I determine this is worthy of going on a note card. If I feel like, I don't really need this one. I don't need, for example, your feelings are your responsibility. That's pretty hardwired and ingrained in me. I truly already know that. I already apply that. That's not an area that's compromised. I truly am the person who takes responsibility for her own feelings. You can make me mad, but really you can't. I'm choosing to be mad about that situation. I'm choosing to be hurt. So I already take responsibility for my feelings. So I don't know that I need that on a card, but I'm be willing to bet many of you watching today need to document it somewhere because you're just not there yet. So I haven't decided on some of these. We get good at what we practice. I have a lot of other cards that already kind of pertain to what that topic is saying, that some of my choices are a result of maybe past wounds, past scars, not feeling worthy, not feeling valued, lovable, liked, holding on to some past pain, teetering with, have I forgiven this person? A lot of that type of stuff. So I don't know yet that that's worthy or I need it on a note card. So until I feel yes, this needs to go on a note card. It needs to be read often as a reminder because, again, I study. I don't read. I study exactly. I look at it and I study it. I basically eat it. That's how I feel. I literally eat what I am reading. Forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past. And I think and I study and I chew so that I can digest it deep in my core. So that's my system. And then once I determine it's worthy of going on a note card, I then create the card. And then it goes in my card stack within my box. All of that will be linked. Everything is on the Instagram highlight titled shop. You can always go there if you're looking for something. If not, I'll delete it. Or I may leave it in there and set it to weekly or monthly until I'm ready to say, I don't really need this. It doesn't really apply, or I have some other note card that kind of applies in a different way. So that's my system. I thought taking you along for this chat and kind of walking through this and following up with the cards and how I do them, all would kind of create and make sense. So I hope that this spoke to you in whatever area, whether it's on creating your note cards or it's what I shared with my client. But I feel that I needed to capture this right now, fresh out of bed, looking like this, which doesn't bother me, and share it with you. I want to read another note card because I think this was one of the note cards that I read today. I usually read maybe a dozen note cards per day. Matthew 7, verse 13 and 14. This will really align with what we're talking about. God warns that there will be trouble in this world, but take heart because He has overcome everything. We will never be free of pain, hardships, and suffering, but He promises us that He will always be with us and that we will never be alone. We will never be alone. We will never be alone. I hope ending today's video with that gives you the peace and the comfort that you need in your life. Because we all suffer. We all have pain. But we also have choices in that, right? We also have choices. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. It means a lot. It really does. Be sure to check out the video that I recently posted with just another powerful message. I have a video coming up where I share my fall candles with you because I'm obsessed with all of them. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter. That comes out pretty much weekly, if not sometimes twice. And let me know. Let me know in the comment section what came up for you today. Don't forget, links to everything will be in the drop down. And just reflect, digest, study. Study so that you can get to a better place and live a life that you desire, right? And let go of these past wounds. I'll also have a link to the video. Wow, it's a worthy one to really listen and digest. Yeah, thanks for being here.